Guys, it's Ryan here. We are in the podcast room at East Coast Comic Expo 2026. Super excited to welcome Yanick Paquette. How are you, sir?
Really good.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
How's it going so far here?
Yeah, it's going well. I mean, it's a nice little show for me. This year, because I don't do American show
Yeah.
for personal reason.
That's all right.
I've been doing a lot of show in Europe, so every time I do a show, it's like this big thing where I need to spend a week somewhere else, and it takes forever to get there. I did India in January and stuff like that. So it's nice, but here, I mean, it's just like an hour of flight. I'm still in Canada, so there's something refreshing. Plus, it's a small show, but a lot of friends are here.
Yes.
So for me, I do shows sometimes for financial reason or to travel. You know, when you go to Singapore, then you spend some time. But in here, it's because my friends are here.
Well, it's interesting that you would say friends and financial because we had a chance to talk to Dev earlier.
Yep.
And he told us that his headshots were being charged too low on Friday, and then you came
Yeah,
over and
I've
told
been
him it was
bitching
still
about
too
that.
low. Yeah.
I mean, dude, how can we make any money or so if you? I mean, he's giving the stuff away. Some lucky bastard should just get there and load, his entire sketch list. You're gonna give me this character, like a list, and because it's way too low. But honestly, it's always hard to price your own stuff. It's easy for me to go to an artist I admire and look at his work. So this has got to be worth at least this and that. That's a pretty good assumption. But when you do it yourself, it's very hard. And the only way I found myself to figure out my value, if you want, you go to a huge show like New York, for instance, and then you fix the price of what the amount of effort goes into a drawing and what could it be. And then you see if people are coming. And I've done that a few times where I was way too low, and then there was like infinite people. And I couldn't go to dinner with anybody because I had these huge backlog of things to draw. I would spend the entire night like the hotel room trying to. So, and then you try to get a price range in which you're comfortable. But at the same time, that's hard because if you do price too high, then you feel this guy deserved this.
Right.
And then you overwork the piece because suddenly you feel like it's too much money. But yeah, it's just balance. It's kind of hard. So that's why in these cases, it's fun to have an agent to be the bad cop and figure these things out for you. But I don't have an agent, so I need to.
So you're just the bad cop.
Search my soul every
Okay.
time. How much should I charge for things?
But it's fun to come to these kind of conventions where I was saying to a guest earlier, it's more intimate as opposed to the fan expos and the San Diego's.
I mean, these big monstrous shows are fun, but you tend to gravitate toward the people you already know after, smaller shows. Well, as it turned out here, I would have probably gravitated to the same people. They're here.
Yeah.
But in smaller show, like some of the shows I'm doing in Europe, sometimes I don't know the other guests, but we're 5 people, and we go to dinner together, and we spend a week together, and then that's how you forge friendship that might last, which is not the case in huge, massive, like San Diego and New York.
Well, I heard your forged friendships here. You had shawarma last night.
Yeah.
At like midnight.
I had a shawarma poutine. It was too much. It was too much for me. That thing was huge. I felt like days eating it, and it never still the same size.
changed.
It didn't reduce. So I don't know. I ended up sharing it because sharing it with someone, it's too much. I think I'm still digesting this thing like a huge snake.
Yeah.
Just like.
You didn't bring
One
it,
meal a
You should
week.
have brought it with you and just had it down at the table.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. I don't know what Dale's
should
form is
have.
like, so. What are you working on these days?
So my career path is kind of weird. I'm always ending up doing these long-term projects. Like Wonder Woman Earth one took like 5 years to do. While I'm doing them, I'm doing a few covers just to show that I'm not dead yet. But then I'm just secluded into like working on those interior art. And after Wonder Woman 1, I did Incal for Europe that nobody really know about because it's for a different market.
Okay.
But I'm a big Moebius fan, and just couldn't resist it. And now I'm working with Rick Remender.
Oh, wow.
We're doing a book at Image. It's not announced yet, but the same reason. I have 8 issue in the can. It's a 12-part miniseries. Most normal people will announce it and start the ball rolling, but we feel comfortable having as much lead as we can, and maybe even having the entire series, like the 12 issue in the can before, like.
So you can't announce the title. Can you announce when you're expecting it to come out?
I think that we have a working title that might change, so
Okay.
that's kind of pointless at this point, and I'm not sure when it's going to be released.
I'm gonna keep
next
my
year
eye
for
on it.
sure.
Okay.
It's a horror.
Okay.
Thing. That I can say. It's an horror. There's some roots from my Swamp Thing era, like a very visual, lush horror. But it's very grounded in reality, and then reality kind of slip into this. So the reality stuff is kind of hard for me to draw. Not because I can't, but because it requires a lot of research.
Yeah.
I've never worked so hard on a book ever than this thing.
Really?
And, it's just exhausting.
Is it because it's a mini-series? Is there a difference as opposed to like a long run of...
Because I think, I don't know, it's my first creator own, and I that probably played in my mind somehow. This is for me. I need to just destroy those pages with love, and I kind of did. But also, it's happening in reality. Like there's a concrete kind of link to actual event. So I need to do my research proper.
Okay.
And make sure things are accurate. And I spend way too much time on details and on the internet, on Google Image, trying to figure out what are the Russian are using for guns in this era. And
But you want to be detailed. You
Yeah,
want to be able to present something that...
because there was a few. I'm not a gun nut at all, but there is some people out there that will. Oh, this is not the good AK, whatever they're using that other version.
Yeah, they start
with the thing.
criticizing.
It's like so if I do my research, but I knew that establishing the reality as credible and solid as possible, when I'm gonna start pulling the rug underneath and go into madness and crazy shit, it will work better. It's the same idea that remember the film The Exorcist?
Yep.
So half of that film is just this mom trying to deal with the fact that the daughter is kind of having a mental problem breakdown when she pees in front of people, and that's where you are. You think, oh, this is, it's an horror movie, but now at this point you're still grounded into reality, which make it even crazier when she start walking to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Suddenly, bro, what? So this disconnect, this makes even tiny horror stuff look bigger. If you go full-fledged monster mash from the start, then it's hard to impress people. It's hard to create. So spending time to establishing solid stuff pays out later down the road, but it's just very, very hard.
Well, I'm excited to see what the result is of this because I'm a big Rick Remender fan for what he writes as well. So, and I know like I'm excited to see what this is going to entail for you down the road.
I love Rick, and it's great. It's a great relationship. I've been blessed with like crazy writers.
Yeah.
Alan Moore, Grant, Scott Snyder.
Scott Snyder, yes.
And in the case of Alan Moore and Grant, I mean, they're both weird man. I mean, I had a great relationship, like or work, but they're not easy to reach out. It's more the script is the link between us.
Yeah.
And with Scott, especially in the first few years the first year of Swamp Thing, it was Scott Snyder, but not like godlike Scott Snyder. So we had we discussed entire book beforehand and things, and then his life became this, much more complex. He had many books and many juggling a lot of balls. So, but Rick, it's great. I mean, we spent before doing what we do now. We spent at least 2 or 3 months just discussing idea. What about this? You like Rome? no, yes, and then we've pitched together like a few idea just to see where we could connect that. It's a luxury to be able to just talk, and I mean, Rick is a talker. He loves to spend time on the phone and just blah blah blah. So it's great, but it's the first time I really feel like there's a relationship, like creation relationship, like on the same footing, and we can both bring stuff on the table and debate idea and find solution to problems.
This is what I love, though, is hearing this is you're incredibly passionate about this. I have no idea what the title is. I have no idea when it's coming out. I want to get it.
See?
There you go. So you've done your sales pitch for that. Listen, we'll get you out of here on a couple real quick questions. You've already heard them, so you have had time to prepare. Is there a character out there that you've never had a chance to work on that you would love to do?
I do actually. Doctor Strange. Because I want to do weird, like, not Doctor Strange in New York, maybe a bit, but I want to do Doctor Strange
The Arcane.
Yeah, world of eyeballs
Yeah.
and tongues and weird tentacle thingy. So just because of the graphic aspect of it. When I was at Marvel, I was exclusive Marvel for a few years, and they had me to do mostly X-Men stuff and Wolverine. And he asked me what I wanted to do, and I said it's going to be the Hulk or Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange at the time, Bendis was in charge, and he was part of the Illuminati or something. He was kind of locked into. It was not accessible.
Right.
And the Hulk almost, but at the end, I ended up doing Swamp Thing, so I got my share of big green guy.
Yeah.
Somehow, in the end. But yeah, Doctor Strange is not has not been explored yet. So maybe this guy, yeah.
All right.
But-
and here's the thing. I will say never because I'm going to use Nick Bradshaw's example. We had asked him this a couple of years ago who he wanted, and his
Rom.
was Rom.
Yeah.
And then that following year was Rom versus the X-Men.
See?
Came out, and it was like unbelievable. So we always want to ask that.
Who can like foresee Ron
Exactly.
coming back to
Exactly.
But yeah, deeper down than this, I'm not very character driven. See, what kind of appeal in the idea of Doctor Strange is the fact that I could draw a weird eyeball. You see, so somehow it's more the graphic aspect because you can have. I'm attracted to writers and the visual possibility of things.
Yeah.
To make it kind of ridiculous, Batman and Spawn is the same thing from a almost graphic.
that's true.
You'll get guys on top of building with big capes at
Yeah.
night, in gothic kind of setting.
Yeah.
I guess with Spawn, you got the added bonus to be
The chain and
more L-ish.
That's
sort
true,
of thing.
yes.
So, but as a graphic artist, this is what I see. You know, the universe and the kind of tone that goes with these characters. That's how I approach Swamp Thing too. I needed before doing anything, before reading the script, I have this idea that it had to be lush. It had to be plugged into the tradition of EC comic and Bernie Wrightson and this kind of.
yeah.
So there was already like a graphic tone. If they ask me to do Batwoman, it will be clear in my mind that I need to be as G.H. William-ish,
Yes.
maddening layout as possible, because that's part of the visual appeal of the character.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, you can have a super bad writer writing Batman in a story that sucked. So,
Yeah.
so the Batman is not like, oh, I want to do Batman, but then the story is bad, or
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you put Alan Moore on some
Doctor
crap.
Strange?
No, Doctor Strange. That would be the dream, though. But on I don't know, a crap character. I don't want to name a crap character. It's probably
It's
the favorite
okay.
character, some
Yeah.
dude somewhere. But Alan can turn it into gold for sure, right? So writer and the world of possibility of a character.
Okay. Wow. Last one. The big event this summer. Supergirl, Spider-Man. Where do you land?
Oh, if I need to choose a camp, well, I'll go for Supergirl because I'm a big Bill Kiss fan, and and Matt Lopez is the colorist.
Yep.
So this art team is great.
Okay.
And I've been saying that for years before they were known I actually managed to get Matt to color some of my things before
wow.
he was too big a deal. So yeah, if only for that.
Okay.
For not really the movie, maybe. Oh,
It's
I-
okay. There's no.
but at least for the original
Yeah.
source material,
Okay.
it's getting harder and harder for me to get excited with like movies.
Yeah.
I want to see different stuff. I want to see original left field thing. I'm more excited for Disclosure Day, for instance.
Yes, that's
which is
true.
like, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I have some set of expectation for the Supergirl thing.
Yeah.
And
And the
it's
Spider-Man
either-
is already
yeah.
established.
So that's the thing. After a while, I mean, you go to these film and you're like, oh, is this meeting my expectation or not? You're not there fully ready to receive something entirely new. And that's something I had to work mentally as an artist on. For instance, when we did Wonder Woman Earth 1 with Grant, it's a weird take on Wonder Woman. It's like going back to the 40s and it's bondage and stuff. And I think we're true to the original intention of the character from the 40s, but for some people that see Wonder Woman more in the context of the recent movies and superheroes and batting, fight and stuff. There's no fight in Wonder Woman Earth 1. Well, at least in the first volume. So people would go to me and say, this is not Wonder Woman. She wouldn't do that. They wouldn't say that. And I was like, yeah, well, I win because she just did and said that,
Yeah.
But I understand where they're coming from. I mean, these characters are part of they live in their mind, and then we are confronting their vision. So, artistics, you need to be able to accept people will come with a different vision of these things. I was not a fan of the Superman, the Snyder version of it, which I think was too bleak for me. But then I had to remember my own experience as an artist, bring something forward,
Right.
which is not what people expect, and people say this is not true or whatever. So you need to accept. But thing like Disclosure Day or some other movie that like the first time E.T. came out, right?
Yeah.
People were not like, this is not an extraterrestrial will do or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's something fresh, and I think Hollywood kind of need a lot more of that. Like,
need fresh,
bring me not really like create me new franchise or bring like master the universe again, or I don't need that. I don't just bring me something totally new, fresh.
Yeah.
If it fails, it fails. If it's great,
Disclosure Day is a good example.
yeah.
Yeah. Yannick, thank you so much, man. We cannot thank you enough for doing this.
Pleasure, guys.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Yep.
Don't be a stranger. Come back anytime.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right,
again.
guys.